Hi guys, this is my Do Your Best challenge for Mr. Fortune Psych 2 class. I have done this challenge once before because I was in his Psych 1 class last semester, and this is definitely one of my favorite assignments that he assigns. It's definitely the hardest, like he says, but it's also my favorite because I love challenging myself and seeing how far I can really go with doing my best for 24 hours. So, like Mr. Fortune suggested, I started off very optimistic on the drive home from class, ready to start my 24 hours to, be my very best, very excited to do it. Like I said, this is one of my favorite assignments that he does. And, everything was going good, having a positive attitude and everything, and I get home and I decided that night, I was going to take a little bit of time for myself, and I was going to do some self-love practice because I feel like it's important that as we are doing our best for others, being the best sister, wife, husband, mother, daughter, brother, etc., it's also important to, be the best person for ourselves as well. And personally, I believe that comes from taking time for yourself. So I took a little bit of time for myself that night, and I journaled, and I chose to read a book over, going on my phone, scrolling through social media where things can be very negative and kind of, give you bad vibes. I decided to, instead read a book and do something uplifting rather than, bring myself down to that negative point. And this was also right before the inauguration, so I was trying to keep a positive and open mind about that and not let the negativity that surrounds politics bring me down. So the next day I woke up and I did not press the snooze button. I know that it is best for me to not press the snooze button even though I want to. So I decided to wake up, and I had a positive attitude and a positive mentality, and I was ready to take on the day and go to work and just, be the best that I could be at work. Tuesdays and Thursdays are typically my longer days because I have a lot more back-to-back things. So I went to work, and I know that God has a sense of humor because, of course, the day that I decided to do this challenge, it's the most challenging at work, and so it was hard to, keep a positive mentality and really be there in that moment and try and do my best instead of just kind of slack off and go through the motions. But I did it, and I pushed through it, and I definitely did do my best. It was a very good day at work. It was very challenging, but I had a very good day. And I really focused on being present and being in the moment that I was in and not thinking about, I wish this, when is work going to be over with? When can I go home? When can I relax? I just decided to be there in that moment and just really do the best that I could. And then straight after work, I go to weight room for the high school that I coach with for swimming. We have weight room on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So right after work, I went to the weight room, and I got there a little bit late, but I made sure that I was encouraging to my swimmers, and I encouraged them, to do their best and to keep pushing, even though it's hard now. It'll pay off later, and it'll benefit them later in the end if they just keep pushing through it. And I also work out with them, so I also challenge myself to do my best and, to continue to, add reps, add weight, continue to push forward and, be better than what I was at the last time we were at the weight room. And so that ended well, and I was very happy with that. And then I came home after that, and I decided to do some homework. So I was also still being productive, continuing to be the best, so that way I knew that I could have a more relaxing evening if I got my homework done then instead of waiting to do it later. So I did that, and then after that we have swim practice. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays we have weight room and swim practice. So then after I had finished some homework, it was time to go to swim practice. So I went to swim practice, and I really tried to be the best coach that I could for my kids, and I was encouraging with them, and I made sure to give precise details and explain techniques in a language that they could understand, and not just explain it quickly and then just hope they got it and just send them off on the next set. I really tried to explain things to them and make sure that they're getting the technique down, so that way they can get the technique down, then we can work on their speed, and it can continue to make them grow as a swimmer, because I decided, to be the best coach that I could be for them, and that is how I thought that I could be the best coach. And so then, after that, I got home, and my mom had made dinner, which, I told her thank you. I'm always very grateful when she's able, to make me dinner. So, I decided to, clean up the kitchen after I had finished dinner, so that way it wasn't one more thing that she had to do. I was able to clean up the kitchen for her, wash the dishes, thank her for dinner, like I said before. And then that night, because I had finished my homework earlier, I was able to do a little bit more practicing with self-love that night. So I was able to spend, a little bit of time with myself, not be on my phone, read a book, journal, do those good things, so that way I could be the best self that I could be the next day. Like I said before, this is one of my favorite challenges, and I love it so much. I love challenging myself and really seeing what my best looks like, and it stays with me. I continue to think about it throughout the rest of the semester, and I hope that it can stay with me for a really long time and just remind me, are you doing your best? Are you doing your best? Make sure that you're doing your best, because that is what I feel like not just the world deserves, but for yourself, Be the best that you can be for yourself, to prove it to yourself that you can push yourself more and you can challenge yourself. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day.